Hey, 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 we are just getting set up. I've got like 4 million different things to tweet. Man, where's Kerbal's? There it is, there. Let's start this damn thing. Hello, everybody. I know it's wild. It's wild that this is going on. We just have to get this started here. Look at this. We have Space Center and everything. I need to make some changes here. This is always problems because things are never quite where you expect them to be. There we go. There we go. There we go. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. Just let me. Just one other thing that I want to talk about, and I want to tweet about an older version of KSP. Yes. So, yeah, officially released. Okay. You old machine. There we go. So, it's happening. It is happening. I need to actually get up a chat screen so that I can see my own stuff. This is where it's going to be complicated because I gotta find my thing here. And I want to make sure that if there's any live stuff, I want to be able to see it happening, right? Okay, that's good. Great. Awesome. Awesome. I get chat here, gets chat here. I am running a brand new PC, which, yeah, you know, let's actually just start with a new campaign, right? Let's just do this. We'll call this U2, right? 2. Right? We can have flags. Now, we've lost a bunch of the flags here, right? Obviously, they haven't gone and relicensed all the NASA and Rocket Lab, ESA, JAXA, B6, all that stuff. Not currently there, so you have to pick from the more limited selection. You can select some colors, you know, we get accent colors and stuff, so I'm going to set that. Purple and green, that is going to be fantastic. I know I am totally up early, and here's the thing, I almost wasn't ready because I'm like, 6 a.m. and I hit broadcast and it's like, you need to set up a broadcast. Oh. Do you hear the call out to the old KSP theme?
Your new space program, leaping forward.
That's Carl Sagan with a K.
Since the dawn of Kerbal kind, we have looked to the sky and wondered what sublime mysteries lie hidden in the darkness, like jewels never beheld. These untold treasures may soon reveal themselves due to the efforts recently founded Kerbal Space.
Oh my, I think that might have been the only copy of the orientation film.
Yeah, no backups.
Slides, somewhere. Welcome to your first day running the Kerbal Space Program. This campus hosts the greatest ever gathering of astronomers, astronauts, and engineers. After years of focused effort,
love that one.
This collection of geniuses has created several very impressive buildings. We believe we have all the necessary pieces to take our first steps off.
What is that on top of that rocket?
The best way to advance our technology is to get up there and learn by doing. All we need now is somebody to show us how to put all these parts together.
Back to the roots, baby.
We also need somebody to help us
Note the broomstick.
We need a lot of help, actually. That's why you're here. My name is Paige, by the way. If you need any hints, feel free to visit me over at the training center. Everything in there is well padded, so it's a great place to get up and running. Welcome aboard.
Welcome aboard. Okay. So I should have turned off the intro mode because these things kind of get annoying. Yeah, look, we have a entirely new space center. Let's get into vehicle assembly building. I'm not going to do any of the training stuff because, frankly, that's below me. No, no, it's fine. We're just trying to cover what we. Yeah, I want to go straight into building things, right? So, obviously, I could build a rocket right away, but let's build a plane. Since, it's plain and simple. No, so first of all, you've got your construction thing here. This is your favorite parts. Notice Methalox is the way of the future now. So let's start building. Ooh, look at those colors right away. There's no Werner von Kerman in this due to, you know, questionable natures of war crimes. I'm going to go to aerodynamic stuff because I think we have some... Yeah, this has intake air. Beautiful. Put an engine on the back of this. Obviously a little jet engine. Nice. Like, we're making this totally lightweight and simple. So now the cool thing with KSP2 is we have wings that are procedural. So let me just make sure the symmetry is correct. Gonna start with those there. And if you click on this, you can basically start adjusting your wings. So I'm gonna make this less swept back. I can adjust things like the wing. Wait a second. Did I? Oh, this is an all-moving control surface. I picked the wrong one. Pardon me. Never mind. I need to replace this with a regular wing. That's more like it. Oh yeah, baby. That's really big. We don't need it to be that big. Shrink it, shrink it, shrink it. There we go. So now you see how this has the thing on the control surface on the back. That's more like it. Let's see. Beautiful frames per second on this. So this is a GeForce 3070. Right? No TI or anything, 3070. And the GPU is the main thing, right? I ran it on my old 10-year-old PC and it wasn't burning like 100% CPU. It was absolutely killing the graphics card, which, well, was Radeon HD 7970. It was a kind of an old, bad piece of awfulness. But, hey, it worked. It did work. Fuel in the wings. Actually, there is no fuel in these wings right now. And I think that is something we need to fix. Let me just check my center of mass versus center of lift here. Center of lift is a little far forward. So I guess I need to make these wings smaller. So let's actually shrink these wings a bit. And move them back. So if I turn... I think you have to turn this off. Yeah, no, never mind. Maybe if I move it, it will update things. There's some stuff that doesn't quite work yet. There we go. Central lift is fine now. That's better. So now let's put on a little tail stabilizer. I just want to have a sort of tail plane sticking up here. And again, want to modify that. Make it a bit longer. And increase the root length. That should be good. That should keep this thing stable. Now I just need some landing gear. We have our landing gear. I could obviously go for the good old trike gear from... like, not this. That's what I want. Let's go for like trike style gear from, you know, general aviation. So we need two of these, except I need two of these like that. And let's turn off my reference points here. So I'm gonna grab thing. So you see the building works pretty fine. Now, obviously, this thing is sinfully ugly, right? I need to fix this. Oh, it's not X. I want to fix C. I want to make this smoother. There we go. So if I want to make some smooth adjustments, there we go. Now, yeah, this is terrible colors. Let's fix this. In fact, let's go back to the old school. What we do is we take the color sliders and set it down to 0, and boom, we got it in silver. There we go. So I'm gonna call this fly safer. And we're gonna save this. Now the way that the saving works is you can actually have multiple objects in a save file, but this should be fine for now. Okay, this should be fun. Okay, it popped out the thing and now I've got this thing gone. Okay, that's a bug. Oh dear! Let's revert to launch there. I put a bit too much stress on the landing gear there. The FPS is like 30 frames per second, it's not a problem. Right. Okay, now that overlay's gone, let's see if I can get it airborne again. I think I might just have to turn a little sooner. Yes! Okay! Oh, no landing gear. Okay, great. Hey, David Stanaway with a super chat. Thank you very much. I am excited to show you my first expectations. The PID controller is a little pity. Let me just cut the music down a touch. Now look, yeah, early access without an early access price tag. I can totally see where you're going there. This is not Star Citizen. At least. It's a little power nugget, that's right. Let me slow down a bit. I think my center of lift was a little too far back. You're getting KSP too, good for you. So I think I need to adjust my wing lift here a little. You know what I'm gonna do? Advanced controls, let's turn off pitch and yaw on this. Okay, and let's change this. Advanced authority limiter. Oh, authority limiter is already at maximum. Okay. Well, so here's the thing with early access, they have confirmed that it is going to be much more expensive. Well, it's going to be more expensive when it finally releases for reals. So there is that. But look, if you're ever concerned about what you're getting from an early access title, like, wait, it's not usually a big deal. Sure, with KSP, I got in on day one. I paid something like $8. And that translated into YouTube audiences and ultimately made me a bunch of cash, so yeah. There's that to consider. I don't think you're all going to be the new Scott Manley, because the old Scott Manley is still here, he's just a little bit older. There is going to be no early access for consoles. Early access is PC only. Let's see if I can get it back on the runway now. Oh, this is really hard. Okay, let's do this. So we have two big, long runways now. I hope my flight instructor isn't watching this. I hope my DPE, prospective DPE isn't watching this either. Okay, 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 okay. Oh, dear. That was the most Kerbal thing ever. I was flying, I was running a unicycle down the runway at 130 knots. Mac is not confirmed, but would be later. I think, so modding is not supported on day one. That doesn't mean it's impossible, it just means that you have to figure out your own modding hooks. Right? They have all their stuff in assemblies, whatever. I'm just gonna revert, and I'm gonna adjust the center of lift and everything on this. So, yeah, modding is not going to be something that is easy on day one. The original Kerbal, you could go in and modify the parts just by messing around with part config files. I'm just going to make this fly a little better. Obviously, it needs to have a bit more wingspan. There we go. Let's change the wing angle, bring it forwards. We are going to get to space soon, don't worry. Center of lift. Center of mass. Okay, yeah, we can now make this a bit better. Let's actually just make the wingspan even longer. Yeah, let's make like a mini U2. I'm gonna grab this. No, this. Oh yeah, you gotta turn this off if you want to select and move the stuff. That's the only thing. There you go. And see. Let's just tune it nice and close to the center of mass. Now, that should fly a little better. The other thing was just like nosediving. While we're here, let's fix our control surface allocation. So, right click. Again, you get all your parts now sit in this window here instead. So you can tweak everything from this one thing. The only thing is you have to kind of sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out where your bits and pieces are. Thank you for the super chat, THB. Pulse Phase. Oh, that's what it is. Pulse Phase. I hope you have fun. I have been having some fun. I wish I could show you, but I decided to go straight into live stream rather than editing stuff. How do you catch a unique rabbit? Unique up on it? Oh, God. Dear. Oh my goodness. Ouch. So, yeah, you have different modes for this. You can change your reverse and cruise settings separately. And of course, you can assign your action groups to this, right? So let's, for example, say the engine. I want to assign something to custom 1. Okay, there we go. Cycle 1, custom 1 will be cycle cruise mode, right? So there we go. So if I hit 1 now, we will cycle between reversing and non-reversing mode. What I wanted to do was change the wings. That's what I wanted. Pardon me. So these are the big wings here. These are only going to provide roll control. That's us here. And that should be mirrored on this side now. There we go. Mirrored on both sides. The conversion wings are the ones that are on my tail. I only want those to apply for pitch. And we're already at max control authority there. Okay. So let's hit save. Save. So I could create a separate one within this batch if I want, or without overriding. So you can have multiple versions. So Dadulis, thanks for the super chat there. And Nyrock, you're really living up to your outro of fly safe. Your safe landing record is an amazing 0 out of 2. Actually, technically, that wasn't a landing. That was a failed takeoff. Oh, am I ready to fly? Once again, it's going to tell me this, because I reverted to before it told me all this stuff. Okay, hopefully I can get off the ground this time. Oh shoot, it's in reverse mode. There we go. That's hilarious that I must have hit the 1 key. Okay, we just needed to take a little more room. I've actually broke some regulations by using this as my place. There we go, so much better! So much better! Look at those G-forces up here, 9 Gs in the turn there! Now, we have some bridges with my name on it over here. Gonna throttle down a bit. I am glad that I'm returning to basics. Look, we have these little landing areas here for helicopters if you want. Let's buzz the tower, of course. Request tower flash by negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. Yeah, right. So we have some bridges here to fly under. Fly, 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 fly. Bot, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Does the game support physical flight controls? It does not yet support. It is keyboard only. That will be fixed at some point. I'm not sure when. There's a whole lot of I don't know when this will be fixed, but it will be fixed. You can turn off... The SAS will lock your control surfaces if you want to do that, so... Okay, let's see if I can get under the bridges. That's right. I mean, there's a bridge there. I have to do it. I have to look at it. I have to face it down, go in. Not quite full throttle yet. I gotta figure out how to... Oh, I'm a little low, little low, little low, little low, little low. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Yes! Okay, now there's another one along here somewhere. There it is, right there. I think I may not be able to do this, but let's try it. Okay. There's no cockpit IVA at this time. Shiny new compass ball, yeah. I like how this has a compass built in. I should probably recover my vessel, right? Are there going to... There is actually a boat dock. So, if I go to... I guess now I can go back to the Kerbal Space Center. And I can go to the Vehicle Assembly Building. You can't... There is no programming interface like Juno New Origins. But Juno New Origins doesn't have Kerbals. So, take your pick. So look, if you want to build a boat, I wonder if there's any actual boats in here. I don't think there is. But, you can spawn something in the water. So if I just load up this, here's a jumping flea, you can set this to launch from the boat launch. And, you know, this is something I actually requested from the devs, and they delivered. Okay, so we're sinking. So that means we can pretend to be a submarine. We're actually sinking below the surface, further and further. Don't worry. We'll see how fast we take off. Thank you for the super chat, Daniel Conway. How long are you going to be playing? Well, I do have a day job to go to. That is a problem. But there's bottom of the water right here. We're going to be taking off. Like, so we can actually test submarines on day 1. Happy World Pride. What? Okay, here we go. There we go. Yes! Submarine launch! That's oh, there. That's the problem. Don't worry, we will get to the space program part soon. We have a parachute on this, don't worry. By the way, you can zoom right in, and you can see your Kerbals in their uniform. There we go. So it should be sort of flyable, right? I mean, I got a parachute, right? Okay, nah, yeah, we're just going faster and faster. Okay, time to pop the chute. Yeah, it is not gonna have... There are a few new mechanics in here, for sure, which are not in the original. For a start, we now have nuclear engines that require hydrogen fuel. Right? There we go. It doesn't have far-style full-body aerodynamics just yet, either. Markeister, yes, thanks for the super chat. That's right. The sound design is great, right? So, let me, we can time accelerate to the ground. It might take a little bit. Hi, Bob! Hi, Corsaro Volante, with that super chat and reference, of course, to Bob Kerman. But could also be a reference to For All Mankind. Did they keep the amazing... They haven't got any of the original music, and I'm wondering what's with that. We barely have a hint of the original theme. This should sort of be flyable. That is very correct. Let's recover this. Yeah, confirm. And so now let's go back to vehicle assembly building and let's build something else. Performance is great. I haven't built anything massive, but let's actually build something that is strangely capable for the number of parts. So, what would you do if you want to build the most capable rocket with the least number of parts? Well, you go nuclear. And if you go all the way down to the bottom here, they have these hydrogen tanks. Now they have these small hydrogen tanks, and they have these medium hydrogen tanks, and they have these large hydrogen tanks, and they have the extra large extra large hydrogen tanks, and then they have O-balls, one of those. Yeah, it's a tower of balls. But yeah, we could just ditch all this. We could put this on here. Now, the hydrogen is needed for the nuclear engines, because nuclear engines, they work by radioactive, thermal heating. So we have these. There's two actual engines in the game, right? Actually, we can just mouse over them here. So this is the LVN-1 Nerve. This has slightly improved performance. 900 ISP. Thanks for super chats, Plasma Wiz and Matthew Kurtz. Thank you very much. Yes. So that's the older one. This one, the Swerve, the hydrogen deep space engine, super warm engine for rocket vehicles, because this is nuclear thermal propulsion. What it does is it has a nuclear reactor in there. You cool the reactor with hydrogen, and then pass that hydrogen out of an exhaust nozzle, and yeah, you can get some really high performance because you're basically sending out hydrogen as your exhaust. And the performance of a rocket engine, the specific impulse, depends upon, or is a function of the square root of the temperature and the molecular mass of the exhaust. So given that this is made of hydrogen as the exhaust, it's going to be pretty amazing. So to launch this whole thing, we're going to go to the other fuel type that we have here. We have brought over the Clydesdale. I'm pretty sure this should work. We should check our engineering report, right? Let's check out the rings on Dres. I can show you that in a minute. Hello, Salto. Yes. Wow, so many people. GG, thanks for the super chat. And Bard Ghost Sue. Okay. You're playing on a 360 Ti at max settings. It feels like overspec to the requirements. It is true. I haven't built a massive thing today. What I've built is a 5-part thing, which is a thrust to mass ratio of 1.421. We have 200 tons of mass here. I think this should take off just fine. Let's take it off from launch pad 4. Ready? This looks like a professionally designed rocket. Well, listen, it is a 5-part creation. I'm trying to go to see... Ooh, that's got a little bit of a shimmy in there. Look, we're launching... This is the bowling ball launch. You guys do that at amateur rocketry events where you basically try to, obviously launch a bowling ball? Salt! I'm busy! I can't keep answering your questions. Okay. Here we go. Countdown. Nice, okay. So we gotta get some turn going on here. Yeah, balloons are all the rage, so I thought let's build ourselves a balloon. I don't know, I've seen amateur events with bowling balls on rockets. Salt, listen, you're getting kind of annoying. I'm not going to find your message. Lando, thank you very much for super chat. Okay. So here's our fuel performance here. Watch out for F-22s. No, where we're going, F-22s are not going to be able to get us. Yeah, this booster has gimbal, because this... I mean, that happened in stock Kerbal. Original Kerbal, they had boosters with gimbaling. They brought those in later. This is running at about 30-something FPS. It's above 30. Not a problem. Okay, here we go. 4, 3, 2... And now we're going nuclear! Most of the SRBs do not have thrust vectoring. That is an extra big one that's designed for space shuttles that does provide thrust vectoring. Okay, so this clearly has some issues with gimbal range. Maybe I should, is there a way to adjust? Oh no, there's no way to adjust. Wait, how about this? Let's reduce our gimbal limit a little. That might stop some of the oscillations. Delta V is like 19 kilometers per second. This thing is fine. This thing can go straight into the sun. right? This can go anywhere in the Kerbal system. So anyway, this thing is just going to get into orbit just fine. It's a total baller, absolutely. I'm not great. I'm still not feeling great, but I'm doing my best to stay good. So the engine plumes, of course, are... I don't know if you know about Waterfall mod for stock Kerbal Space Program. That was developed by Nertea, who is... Chris Adderley, who is part of the Kerbal Space Program team at this point. We could go to the sun. Do you really want to go to the sun? You think you can turn off sound in space, but you can still hear the engines. Where are we? I think I should probably cut this engine for now. We'll circularize at AP. Time warp to point. This is the map view. Okay. I'm just gonna get myself circularized. We could go to the moon. We could go to the sun. The planet is exactly the same size, but some of the other bodies have been changed. Yeah, I'm totally going to the sun. Everyone else is going to the moon. I've been to the moon so many times. Let's go to the sun. Show us the rings up close. We can get to the rings. We can just look at the rings in the map mode. Let me get into orbit here. Boom. Right? Okay, map. So, actually, it's if we go out of this, we can go to the tracking station. Okay, so, down at Dres. Dres has rings. There we go. And we also have axial tilt, which is something that was impossible in the original Kerbal, right? It required serious hacks to get axial tilt working. Why is this so insensitive? So, unfortunately, my rotation is kind of insensitive here. Dres totally exists. And another thing to look at, which is kind of cool, is you notice there's a little ridge around the equator that lines up with the rings, and that's actually a real thing we see in moons that are close to Saturn's rings. They have ridges from the rings. Anyway, let's go back to flying safe, right? So I'll switch back to this. Boom, we are in control of flying safe. There's the sun there. Let's watch the sunset, because that's always nice. Yes, we dressed up Dres. Let's we can hit time accelerate a bit. Tidal forces will happen between two objects in the same orbit, but it's mostly you get these ridges from the rings raining down onto the surface and depositing ring material there. That's a good point. We need to do bowling. We need to do Kerbal Space Program. Why is the sun still yellow in space? Technically that's not the sun, that's the lens flare. And I will show you soon. For example, the lens flare just goes below the surface. We're gonna go around, we'll wait for sunrise. And then we'll go to the sun. We are totally gonna go to the sun. Again, just to be different. What is moonquakes? That's the moon changing shape. Okay, now where will we be? I guess I'm gonna make my burn about there. So that's about 3 minutes from now. So I'm just gonna run around, we'll watch the planet below us. You hate the lens flare, this isn't a J.J. Abrams game, are you sure? Are you sure J.J. Abrams doesn't use this? Okay, I think this is us well lined up for a sundive burn. I'm just going to fire up the engine so that it will spin us around. performance on my PC is fine, right? This is actually running at higher resolution than I'm streaming. I'm streaming at 1080p, I think, but the actual performance is, you know, 1440p. I played it at 4K. It's been mostly fine. There we go. We're off to the sun. Jacob the Fiend! Thank you very much. Yes, we are sending Valentina. Have you guys watched the trailer? Have you guys watched the trailer? The new one? Do you guys know the tune? I like the fact that they put Valentina front and center in the new trailer. It's really pretty cool. I can't actually play the trailer live because the music would then be credited. I would get not a copyright hit, but suddenly any potential revenue would be lost forever. PC specs. This is a 13. Wait a sec. It's an i5 Raptor Lake, right? It's the Raptor Lake i5. Is it an i5 or is it an i7? No, it's an i5. It's got a GeForce 3070. It's not 3070 Ti or anything. It's proper old school. So there we go. We're off. So now we are going to be going down to the sun. I should probably set this as my target, right? Target sun. Oh. So look how quickly we are dropping down here. You wish they had a start system that was one you started and the old one was visitable. That would be cool. So again, look at the amount of delta V this thing has. This is one fuel tank. So you'll also see that they show like the sphere of influence that you're aiming for. It's not that helpful, of course, because it's 3D, but yeah. It's just a standard 3070. Like, it was the first one that I could find. Right, I'm not gonna lie. I was just desperate for a new graphics card because I was rocking a 980 Ti that was occasionally having glitches. So I got a 3070 as soon as I found one. And I'm probably going to update it when there's a 5000 series card that comes out, because this computer, rocking like 64 gigs of memory and basically a modern GPU and the fastest memory I could find, needs to really have a graphics card that can make it sing. You know, oh, my visage is in front of the GPU. Here, look, let me... Pardon me, let me do this here. Let me put myself down here so you can see what's going on. There, I hadn't realized that you couldn't see this. Delta V is in the bottom right there. That's the thing. You know what, let me actually... I can move this over here. Ta-da. There we go. That'll be fine. We're still doing this. So the rough layout of Kerbal is the same. However, the terrain is different, the mountains are different. There is no K2, and I'm very concerned by the fact that we have lost K2. The highest mountains don't seem very high right now. So one thing I have noticed is that it's much heavier on the GPU than the CPU. My 10-year-old computer is only running at about 50% CPU load. The graphics card is maxed out. My 7-year-old system, same thing, right? Its graphics card maxed out, but the CPU, like, and it wasn't like one thread pegged. No, they were all like 4 threads at 50% load. So I'm feeling that there's a lot of scope for improvement here. Okay, well, we got... Okay. I don't know about a 3070 Ti, whether... Oh, at 1080p, you might get that, sure. I don't know. By the way, you can time accelerate with while you're doing this, while you're doing your engine burns. Works just fine. Have I? Yes, I played Spaceflight Simulator. I even once made a video and then never published it. I think there's going to be a lot of improvements in performance. What they've done really is the planetary quad sphere system, right? The terrain model that has been. Oh look, I managed to get it to stick. Right, it's been very hard to make these things stick out and stay visible when I'm not clicked on it. Stream is running from the same PC, yeah, it's encoding on this and everything. I'm not like a professional streamer. I don't have a separate PC for streaming my stuff to, you know? I'm super, like, you know, I'm all about talking about science. And so, yeah, going to the sun. The science of this is, don't do it. Right? Seriously, the only spacecraft that's getting, you know, significantly close to the sun is Parker's solar probe. And it's not going to be as close as I'm going. Yes, so we're getting close. Jacob the Fiend! Yeah, solar gravity assist. I think we're doing a solar gravity assist to another part of the universe, maybe. Oh, shoot. Okay, I guess I need to turn and get myself out of this sun. Oh, sorry. Itchy ear suddenly. Ah! Science of this is, we're all gonna die! We're all gonna die! Performance is, look, if you've got a 10-year-old computer, you're gonna have pretty bad performance. That's what I'm gonna say. If you've got a 7-year-old computer, you're not gonna have great performance. But if you've got a newish computer, you're gonna be fine. Boom! There we go. Time to time accelerate. So where is the planet that we've just left? Okay, we need... There is some problem here with this cameras, which I'm hoping we will fix. Chase horizon camera. There we go. Oh, there we go. Bye-bye, Kerbal. Oh, there's the moon there. It takes me back to... Thanks for the super chat, Nian Jake. 2013, excited to follow the development of the game again. Yeah, look, it is a much bigger development team this time. That's something to be aware of. So we need to get ourselves down to the sun. Notice how there's like a sound that plays when you're time accelerating that sounds like a tape running fast? Frazzle running! Thanks for the super chat. This is indeed fine. I have my coffee cup here. Actually, it's tea. I should get my... I don't know. Is the dog drinking coffee or tea? It's never really been established, has it? Is KSP2 in early access? Yes, it is in early access. That is correct. So now, notice the lens flare is getting very J.J. Abrams. And then notice the sun is extending around behind the lens flare. There we go. There's a view. Yes, it's an actual game development studio this time, who are actually paying their people, unlike an actual non-game dev studio. You don't need a private Division account to play, I don't think. Like, they pop up a thing during the launch that says, you need an account. You just click, not yet. This is a 3070. Brett, I'm playing on a lower performance PC than that, and it's working just fine. Now, I am not going to get outside the spacecraft. You know why? Because if I get outside the spacecraft, tidal forces will literally pull me off on a separate trajectory, and my spacecraft will go off and be lost. I like how we have different music again, right? Bowling ball. Yes, a very... That's the one, spicy, a bowling ball. And notice how the aphelion is... is negative. What's going on with that? 34 minutes from closest approach. Planetary Tyler, thanks for the super chat. When you first watched the channel, I was a freshman astronomy student. Now you're a fourth year astro PhD student and an astronomy professor. Wow, that is fantastic. I mean, there's not much astronomy in Kerbal Space Program, but there's a lot of orbital mechanics. Yeah, let's just slow this down for a minute. Unfortunately, the camera controls are a little janky and need fixed. Look at that. Those engines should be plenty hot now. 17 minutes to closest approach. We're running at 10 times normal speed here. I'm sure the AC is working fine. Oh, wait, we have a glitch. What's going on there? Do we have straight lines on the sun? That is a problem. Could the whiplash magnetic control it? No, the sheer heat of the sun is what will destroy spacecraft. I don't think the energy in like a flare or coronal discharge or whatever, the energy density is not high enough to like physically destroy a spacecraft, but the electromagnetic forces have been seen to cause problems with things like circuitry on spacecraft. It's believed that we have seen spot welding on reaction wheel bearings as a result of solar plasma interactions. There we go. 7 minutes. We're just zipping across the surface at 94 kilometers. You know what? We could go faster here. Let's see. We should get prograde. Come on. Come on. Let's get prograde. I want to light this engine up. I want to see if we can get to 100 kilometers per second. The heat dynamics are not in the system right now. We're going to 100... We're going interstellar. That's the plan here. Let's do it! Make that speed go higher. The heating dynamics is not in the system just yet. It's funny, I thought I was going that way, but apparently we're going this way. Yeah, we're gonna totally O-berth this into Interstellar. I am currently setting speed records in KSP2, presumably. Yeah, we're gonna go back to 1984 or 86 or whatever and save the whales, right? Really? Does this look like terrible performance issues? Can you land on the sun? I don't think so. This might take a few minutes to get up to 100 kilometers per second. Good thing we have time warp. There we go, 10 times time warp. We're gonna go interstellar. Valentina is gonna... Oh! But, what? Oh! No! Val! We get hit by a space flare. Can we land on the sun? Apparently, we can't. I've actually posted to... I posted to Twitter a video. Like, you want to see how fast it plays on my old computer? Let's actually bring up this. We can actually see how fast it plays on a 12-year-old computer. So here we go. We'll just play back some video. So this is from my 10-year-old computer playing Kerbal Space Program. Right? Here we go. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a bit of a glitch. I didn't do that. Again, be careful where you spawn your planes. They may not work. 7-year-old computer. Right? running not a fast graphics card. I like how it makes the sound effects here. And then it... yeah. Bit of a problem. Oh dear, yeah. Well, so much for that. By the way, the rails work. OSHA will be happy that the railings around the launch site work. So if you're trying to escape the fire of a rocket launch, you cannot run through it. I don't know, did you cheap out on your laptop? Did you buy something good? Check your spawning. That's right. Let's skip forward a bit and we'll respawn at the runway. So this is recorded from my old PC, which is sitting down there. I plugged it back in just to see how it would perform and to clean off all my sensitive stuff so I can pass it on to my son. So it gets about 20 frames per second. I can't turn on the FPS counter because this is an old recording. But I can say that when I saw this, it was running at about 24 frames per second on my old PC. I think these are normal graphics settings. Oh, this might be slightly degraded. I don't know. It's probably running at 1080p. And you know it's probably, whatchamacallit, anisotropic filtering and super sampling is probably disabled. So this is running on the computer that I built to play Star Citizen, because Star Citizen was running too slowly on my other computer. I could actually show you how fast that one is. Yeah. Yeah, there's no anti-aliasing, that's the problem. Look, let's just show you. We have the island runway. So the 10-year-old computer had a Radeon HD 7970, and it was getting about 10 frames per second. And yes, this 7-year-old system it was originally running a 980 Ti, but it's now running a 1660 Super, which actually sits at about the same performance. So yeah, it gets about 24 frames per second. Cinematic feel, correct? I think the new UI is fine. I think there's a few things they need to add. I am concerned about a number of shortcuts and things that we're used to. There's problems building things. Yeah. So this is, 10 frames per second is much better once you get into deep space, but honestly, being in deep space isn't very fun. I haven't looked into Star Citizen too recently. Yes, it's early access. It's pretty common to not have other platforms be available in early access. Thank you, MK, for your confirmation. By the way, did I catch this? Cosmic Force is saying, Super Chat, love to see people that are passionate about games in space. Making a space game is not easy. Good work to the team. We will take some tips from them for CF. So you are making... Cosmic Force, I guess, is a... I'm guessing it's a pay-to-earn or play-to-earn crypto space game. Hey, you know, good for you. I think creating anything that is fun and interesting is awesome. There is no base building right now. But what I can show you is how we get to different planets. I will do this. So this is, again, playing on my 7-year-old PC, right? This is an older version. There we go. There is trim for control surfaces. Yeah, you know what? Like, I have a plane that flew around the world just fine. Yeah, this video is from old hardware. That's why I'm sharing it, so you get to see how it performs. Yeah, their Linux version could be a fairly long time. Although, if they make it compatible with the Steam Deck, then you're 99% of the way there already, right? Can you turn on the temperature pages? No, you can't, because there's no temperatures. You can hit the F12 to look at aerodynamics, and we can do that in a minute. There is no heating going on right now. Hey, Roel Hendricks. Thanks for the super chat. Yes, hunt for the Easter eggs. Let's do that. Let's go hunt for some Easter eggs. So we're going to go to... I mean, look, we can revert to the vehicle assembly building. Let's bring Val back. We have a lot of good sound effects on this. Let's actually build a lander, and I know... Let me show you one of the places where we know there is a bit of a thing. And I could fly out there, but I have a limited amount of time before I have to go into work. So let's build a smaller gizmo, right? We're going to build a lander, and then I'm going to cheat it into orbit, because that's totally possible. Let's switch back to this for now. Valentina, that's right. Boy, yeah, it would be very nice if everything could be absolute zero. You know what I'm gonna do is... yeah, let's try this. There's Methalox tank. Yeah, let's do this. And we'll put some little landing legs on it. Here, ground. They don't look like landing legs because they're on the wheel section. Now we need a little engine on it. So we have our good old Terrier. Or we have the Spark. The Spark is pretty good. It might be enough. Let's just do one of these, right? And what else we're going to have is we need to have some communication. I don't know, I like to have comms. And then we're going to have some power, right? We can put in some like little solar panels on it. And I'm going to put some lighting. Let's put some batteries and lighting and stuff. Oh, look. By the way, different... we actually have different power systems. We now have a long duration radio, like isotope generator. Look at this thing. This is if you want to have RTG power, a lot more of it. But we also have the nuclear reactor. It's funny that they shaped it this way because... There's a reason. The reason it was shaped that way was not for that reason. Yeah. The KR4P3. Once it's activated, this reactor puts out a steady flow of electricity for many years. The inventor was inspired to pursue a conical form after burning her tongue on a rolled crepe cone. There, well, we're not doing that though. I am going to pop in some batteries though. That should do us. And where are the lights? I think these are under MISC. Yes, I want to put some lights on here because we're going to be landing in a dark place. Yeah, this should be good. This should be excellent, in fact. So let's fly down. We'll save this. So again, this saves a workspace. So I can... The vehicle name is fly down, and this saves it within the same workspace, right? Actually, wait a second. Oh. Oh, never mind. I don't care. Let's save. No, actually, I don't want to override it. Hold on. Lander. Okay. So I'm going to put this into space. That's the first thing we're going to do. So actually, we need to put it inside a little fairing. Here we go. Medium payload. Oh, but before we do that, of course we need to get the coupler, decoupler. Actually, we need a small decoupler. Oh, that's interesting. That is now stuck. Okay, both of those are stuck. Everything's stuck. Oh, we hit a bug. Oh, you know what it... Wait. Let's try doing this. Let's get rid of this. Ah, there. I know what happened is we were stuck in fairing editing mode. Okay, let's put the fairing back in. Now. There we go. Fairing is colliding with invariant assembly. Okay. What? Okay, who cares about aerodynamics? Let's just launch this sucker on top of a rocket. There's clearly some issues here. What I want to do is find a fuel tank that is large enough to boost this into orbit. Let's do something silly. Yeah, let's build a silly looking rocket here. Hey, Matthew Swords! Looking forward to a play along. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to actually knowing what I'm doing. Just kidding, I got a pretty good idea. So, let's put some engines on this thing. We'll make sure we bring up our engineer's report. I'm not sure what size of engine I want. Let's try this one. What does it say? 1.41, that's pretty good. Now, you also have, by the way, the trip planner, where it will tell you where you're going. Like, you know, do you have the delta V to get there? And you can set for a one-way or a round trip, and it'll give you the complete capability. Yes, so you want 14,160, launch vessel 68,100. Oh no, you didn't! Alright, clear those results for now. We're fine. Uh, 6,000, that should be enough to get me to orbit, right? Let's attach some radial boosters just for silliness and coolness. Both, really. We'll put some all-moving control surfaces on the bottom here. That four-way symmetry, and then we'll put some decouplers just to make sure we get some extra speed off the pad, just to show these capabilities. Obviously, I'm not playing this like the professional that I am. Look, you can actually use these as launch escape systems if you like, but I don't think we need that. There we go. Anyone have any preference on colors? Anyone have any preference? No. Yeah, that's good. Nice! How about we go with some green? Make it a green rocket. Oh, darn. And we'll do a dark green accent. And... oh yeah! Nice! Now you can do stuff to an individual part. Say those boosters, you think, no, they need to be more powerful. So we need to have some red ones. Right? I can apply it to the part. See that? So we get full-on orcishness. Red ones go faster, that's right. Okay, so we're going to go with this. I just want to check Kerbin's. We have Valentina Kerman. We are going to be going I'm going to be showing you one of the few things that has carried over for sure. Obviously, this thing is not really designed. What we're going to do is I'm going to get it into orbit, and then I'm going to show you how to cheat to get it to an arbitrary planet, right? So that you guys don't have to waste all your time actually testing the game like I do. So here we go, throttle to 100%. Oh look, these boosters, I need to fix this. There we go. Much better. Now you don't need to go through the countdown, but it's kind of cool to do it. Yes! Oh yeah! Throttle down a bit. And then let's start that gravity turn. Obviously not very aerodynamic. I may have to lock orientation. We're having some drag issues. Can anyone figure out why? Let's actually take a look at our aero GUI. So it actually gives us Mach number 1.4, angle of attack, total drag, 250 kilonewtons. We're finally dropping off and getting through this. Yeah, so now we're starting to gain speed again, now that we're out of the atmosphere. Yeah, there's aero losses in this. This is really bad because of this lack of aerodynamics on this part. Yep, other launch pads are for multiplayer, so you can have multiple people flying around. And that's one of the things, is that this isn't just taking the Kerbal source code and basically bolting on a new features. That's what modders have been doing for years. This is a complete rewrite. Now, they used the original KSP as a test bed for developing their ideas and concepts, but they then had to port those into original code, and I mean, they made it clear there's like one person who's the multiplayer police. It's like, you added this feature, it doesn't work with multiplayer, we need to make it work with a multiplayer. You can't make these assumptions in code. So this is what I'm hearing. I'm hoping that it works out. Okay, we're up to 166. I'm just going to get this into orbit, right? Now I can actually go in here and time accelerate. I don't really care about getting it into orbit because what I'm going to do is save and then cheat it somewhere. This is just the standard out-of-the-box graphics settings. I don't think I've done anything special to them. I mean, I'm going to say, if you think this UI looks pixelated and antiquated, wait till you see what the Soyuz used up until 20 years ago. Okay, so what I'm going to do is stage, right? And now I'm going to hit F5. Actually, I'm going to pause it. We're going to save the game, and we're going to pick a name. So we're going to call it Save 2023, whatever, right? Save that. Boom. Now, we want to go somewhere, and frankly, I have a limited amount of time today, so I'm going to show you how to edit a save file and get where we're going, right? So notice that we are in an orbit which is around Kerbin, but it's going to crash into Kerbin. We can go and fix that. So, let's bring up our capture. We are going to go and look in my users, app data, local low, I think, intercept games, Kerbal Space Program, saves, single player, U2. So I just saved that here. We can open with, I can open with a Notepad++. So what we're looking for is, I'm going to search for Kerbal. Let's see. Active local space campaign players. That's not it. Here we go. So this is on the surface. That's not it. We're looking for our specific spaceship that we're flying. Location type orbit. So this may be it here, right? Vessel state. What I'm looking for is our specific vessel. Oh, look, so this has the lander, right? This has the lander pod. So this is our spacecraft. So, let's just put it into orbit around Moho. Bang, easy. Let's change the inclination to like 81 degrees. Alright, you see that? So I'm just going to save this, and hopefully, if we reload the game, now I can load that save game that I just made. Oh, thanks, Wyatt. My check ride is going to be in Osiris, and it's going to be in April. Unfortunately, the DPE is like, hell no, you are not recording this. So, yeah, no recording. So we're in the middle of space now. Where is the planet? Oh, darn. I can't find the planet. Hold on. Ah, there it is, there. There's Moho. That's right, I'm a cheater. I'm a dirty cheater, but now you know how to do it, right? Let's put the landing gear down. And there is this nice solar panel button, but nothing is assigned to it. So, you can just extend them this way. So now I'm in orbit around Minmus, and we all know that at the top north of Moho, there is the Mo Hole. They say she's basically, the advice for instructors and everything is that it is effectively an exam, and you're not really supposed to record exams in case it gives an advantage to someone else. Let's activate this. There we go. So I'm bringing my orbit down. We're going to bring it down to about 30 maybe 20 kilometers. Let's bring it down to like 30 kilometers, right? Okay, Killer Kriegsman sends Kerbucks. It's been too long. Thank you very much for the super chat. Always appreciated. Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to my Czech ride in April. Having said that, my instructor just is literally leaving town next week for good. And so I'm very sad that I'm only going to get like a couple more lessons with her, and then I got to switch over to a guy called Tim, and he will have to take me through the final preparations for making this possible. Okay, so we're now going to time accelerate. I'm going to time warp to this point. No other Manly you'd rather watch on launch day. I tell you, one person I really should get in touch with is another guy called Scott Manley, who is a glider instructor in Florida, and I realized that I should probably go out and find this person. Okay, that's this one. So what I'm doing is adjusting myself to get closer to the pole. Tim the Enchanter, yes. Tim the flight instructor. There are some who call me Tim. Oh, thank you, Andy. Yeah. You know, so 2000 AD, do you realize now that it's 2023, that 2000 AD has been published more after 2000 AD? Right? Remember when it was supposed to be about the future? 2000 AD is one of the greatest graphic publications ever. It's had so many amazing artists and writers got their start there. Okay, I think we're pretty close here. Do I plan to do additional ratings? Hell yeah! Okay, so now I gotta get my retro. Unfortunately, we're gonna be coming up in the darkness. Now, do the lights work? Okay, it looks like we get lights working. So this will be very useful if we say find a dark place to land. Did they keep the mohole? That is the question. We're going hunting for the mohole. Yeah, we're gonna have to land at night by the looks of things. I wish this thing wouldn't keep resetting. Okay, we're gonna get a little closer. Let's wait for the sun to come up. Different music, you notice? I think there's different music for every planet, but I haven't been everywhere. Kevin Weiss is working as a technician with the Orion program. What an amazing transition. I'm so glad to have been a very small part. I mean, it's all you, Kevin. Thanks for the super chat. Seriously. Every time somebody comes in here and says I inspired them, that's fantastic, but all the same, you know, you're the people that are doing this. You are being amazing and solving all these problems and becoming the best version of yourself. Thanks for all the KSP tutorials that helped me learn to love orbital mechanics. There we go, okay. Ah, that's too bright. Are the squad monuments? I have not found a monolith yet. I want to get close to the pole as possible, but it's very hard to tell. Sun rays? No, they are lens flares. Lens flares totally happen. There's obviously a camera involved. There's me making that burn to get down towards the pole. Hey, it's Howdy from snowy Nevada City. How's it going over there? We had a tiny amount of snow in Mount Tam. Andrew Cap, thanks for the super chat. Sean Huntley as well, thanks for the chat. People are all getting up, I guess, at this time. I've got, you know, meetings and stuff in the morning, so I can't do this all day. I had to get up at 6 AM and just share this with you, right? I am coughing. Unfortunately, there's this thing that was discovered in the last few years. It's called remote work. It does mean that people work from home, but it also means that people work when they are sick. Norman Barton, thanks for the super chat. You're helping do much with KSP for me. Thank you so much. Between this and your space updates, it's a big part of my week. I am always glad that people keep up with my space updates because there's so many stories to tell. Now, actually, what I could do is create a maneuver plan. So that's 500 Delta V, and it says it's gonna take... It doesn't give me a burn timer. Okay, well, never mind. Oh, it's telling me all about maneuver plans now. So this is us near the pole. The mohole should be here some... Oh, wait, is that the mohole there? Okay, shoot. Okay, that's us putting a little closer to where the mohole is. Let's turn to this mode. So I need to make sure... Now, the problem is we are close to the pole, and things... the coordinate systems change all the time. Wayne McGuigan, thanks for the super chat. Looking forward to working. Looking forward to playing along again. So many memories. It's true, it's true, it's true. That looks like a mohole to me. So should we go land on the edge or go down into it? Important question. Do we go down or do we just land on the edge first? Yeah, you can adjust the volume of everything individually if you like. When you work remotely, you are sick after work. Mark, thanks for the super chat. Send it. Everyone's... Go down, down, go in, go in, go in. Okay. This might require some finessing. This is why I brought the lights. Some are saying edge first. I can go... listen, I have the Delta V. Maybe I'll land on the edge first, right? Edge and then in. I hope I have enough thrust to land. That's the... Okay, here we go. Okay, Scott, get yourself under control here. No, this way, Scott. Okay, that's us. Now we're going to use this for landing. Just need to make sure... Yeah, that's a big hole. Hopefully there's no worms or anything in there. Space slugs, right? I just want to get as close to the edge as possible because we don't want to have, you know, to walk. That's a glorious hole, isn't it? Do I have ideas for a fun KSP2 series on the horizon? I'm sure I have some ideas. Okay, This is us. We're starting our final descent here. Uh-oh. Boulder Field. Okay, well, we're fine. Gonna F5 this, because we're gonna get Valentina out for a walk. Oh dear. Okay. I'm sure she can get out of this. I'm gonna say those lights are supposed to be on, but they're not actually illuminating anything. This could be problematic. Build a colony. There's no colonies in this just yet. Okay, here we go. What's she thinking? What are we going to name this? What have we got here? We have... Martin Stave is saying, thanks for starting my life. Long love for space travel, technology, physics, mechanics, engineering, astronomy. I discovered KSP through you. My life will now to be a pioneer on Mars. That would be fantastic. Thank you for that. Crow, I realize it's early days. Do you have any fun? Okay, already mentioned that. Currently watching this at the Kennedy Space Center. Do you think I can log this as job training? Well, wow, that's a scary prospect. Skoogie Dan just finished my master's in electrical engineering. Started because KSP made engineering cool, and you taught me all the basics. Oh, this is so cool. Thank you very much for all these chats. We're gonna call it Glorious Hole. What a glorious hole we have. Holy maholy! It was the mohole, yes. And we have a flag. Oh, wait, she's scratching her butt. You know what? This is, as I said, this is early access. It's for the people that are really wanting to get in early, who are prepared to play a less of a game and save a bit of money. You don't have to buy it. You can wait until it's done, right? That's it. Sorry, let's actually run up to the edge of the crater, right? Look at that shadow. Wait, we can turn around and we can see this thing here. Let's make sure we don't fall into the crater. That would be... Wait a second. Wait, where's the crater? Oh, it's there. We're running the wrong way. Bill Nye, the Russian spy. None thoughts 87 banan. What? Well, thanks for the super chat anyway. Yeah, there's a bit of an animation glitch that seems to happen when you're running on low gravity worlds. Something to be sorted out. Like, there's some jumping as well. We're gonna fly inside. We're gonna fly. We're not gonna jump. It is apparently been mentioned that the price will rise when the full release comes out. That's what I mean by saving money. You can, of course, save money by not buying it, or save money by sticking with the original Kerbal Space Program. It's up to you. I'm sure Take-Two would be happy if you buy the original Kerbal just as much. Now, look, we can actually time accelerate if you want. We could see if there's some better options. There's no life support or anything here. So, yeah, this is from the view from the crater. I wonder where the sun gets the highest. That's where it gets so it should be 90 degrees from there. Yeah, that's the direction it'll get the highest, I think. Yeah, that's where the sun will be when it gets highest. So that's what a year on Moho, or a day on Moho looks like. Some glitches here, again. Let's get back in the ship and go for a flight. Ah, yes. I know it's... Wow. 50 for less content than the original. That is true, but it's also like saying, oh, I bought a season pass for Picard, and there's only 2 episodes. That means there's less episodes than The Next Generation, so why should I just not go and watch The Next Generation instead? Like, it's a season pass. Think about it. It's not like you're not going to get the full version. Come on, there's some... Like, seriously, there are some logical reasons why you might not want to back. First of all, you don't have the money. Totally valid. You might not trust that the whole thing will be finished. That's a valid reason, right? So, you want to judge it on what's available now versus what could be available? Sure. Ah, there we go. Now we're going to get on board. Look at her. She's so cool. Okay, so now we're going to get ourselves into the air again, right? I just need to figure out what direction we're going. We get a long way down. Okay, so I need to turn this thing. There we go. Oh, that's wrong. That's wrong. Apparently, I have this thing backwards. So, in fact, I'm just going to turn my camera like this. So first thing we need to do is cancel my horizontal velocity. There is a tiny little landing site there. Unfortunately, the landing lights don't seem to be doing anything. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to descend. I'm trying to control my desync rate to make sure that I'm staying in the center here. That would be a bad thing if we end up too far off center. That's what I'm worried about. Descent into the mohole. Look at the altitude here. Now here's the question. Is that the altitude over the hole or the base? I like how my altitude is actually increasing as I get closer to the center. Let's cancel out my velocity here. We're now at minus 3,000 suddenly. That's interesting. I should have put RCS thrusters on here. So I don't think I have a functioning altimeter here. That'll be fun. I think I'll just randomly hit into the side of things at some point. At the moment, less content in KSP, so I'll either wait for a sale or have to make more content. I think it won't go on sale probably because it's early access. They don't tend to do early access sales, but hey, totally valid. And yeah, like, and here's the thing, like, while it does have a limited section of the game available, like, it's not like they haven't been working on all the other stuff. It's just, that's, you know, this is what makes the most coherent build, I guess. We are descending down into the mohole, the deepest part of this planet. And hopefully, fun things shall happen when we get there. Or not. Maybe we'll just be stuck down here. So the mohole was originally a terrain glitch at the North Pole of the planet Moho, and it basically became a feature that they decided to leave in. Work from home or not, sick is sick. Yeah, but I'm just like sick in the chest. I'm still perfectly capable of doing the math and coding and everything that will solve the problems that I need. Right? I'd much rather be working with my team and solving problems, and I'm certainly, if I'm sick enough that if I'm sick enough that I can't work at my day job, then I'm definitely sick enough that I can't be playing Kerbal at the same time. I think this looks like we're getting close to the bottom. I just can't see anything because there's no, the lights aren't working. I'm sure we'll land on something soon. Sure, it's here. Oh, wait, the sun is showing... the lens flare is showing through the walls. Oh. Okay. That was unexpected. Yes, we have discovered the hole into the planet. Nice. Change altimeter to surface. Yeah, we are now 1.7 kilometers below the surface. We are headed into the belly of the Kraken. This is it. This is the Kraken's feeding hole. So here's the thing. We are falling through the planet, which means I suspect we are going to hit the singularity. Right? What do you think? Do you think we're going to hit a singularity here? The great thing about singularities is sometimes they destroy you, or sometimes they spit you out at a good fraction of the speed of light. What do you think will happen here? Do you think we'll get spat out into interstellar space? Do you think we'll just stop? Do you think we'll explode? Place your bets. Like, let's take a look at... there, this is our orbit. Right? Perigee is right in the middle of the planet. It's 1 meter from the core of the planet. This is us. We're just basically falling down like this. Go into orbit around the singularity. That might be hard. I mean, or we could go into orbit inside the planet. I guess that's another option. I think I want to hit the singularity and see what happens. I think actually what we should do is save the game. Inside Moho. And I'm going to say, this is what I said. When I said on Twitter, the Kraken has not been slain, I'm meaning that there's things like this, where the world behaves in odd ways if you decide to push at the limits of exploration. We're going to find out what happens. We don't need to use speed. We're going to get there in 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes to figure out what happens. And by the way, thank you, David. Thank you, David, for the super chat. Yes. KSP2 doesn't have enough content. Okay. And Happy Feet, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for teaching me orbital mechanics and convincing me to buy it on Steam. Best game I've ever played. Get yourself a beer. Unfortunately, I'm not drinking beer because I'm sick. I'm feeling great. I'm in here. It just means I can't run up and down hills, right? It means that I'm not running around and doing exercise and dancing around. I'm wearing my dressing gown of comfiness rather than the dressing gown of doom. I might switch over to the dressing gown of doom if this thing explodes, but we'll find out in 2 minutes. Yeah, and I'm free falling through the planet of Moho. My God, it's full of snacks. Oh wait, no, we got it in Valentina's voice. My God, it's full of snacks. No shy halute. I've tested negative for COVID. I haven't tested positive for COVID, like, basically ever. Right? Vaccinated, boosted, I am all good. And I've been in situations where I should have got it and I didn't. What does the map view says? The map view says that I am down. It doesn't show where I am, but I am falling. I'm just locked in my orientation. We're now descending at 1 kilometer per second. Right? We're 1 minute before we hit the singularity. Oh, the apoapsis is rising. Yeah, I think we're starting to push the limits of the physics system. It's okay, you can wait. If you can't buy it now, you can wait. You can wait until there's new content. It will be development. Zara, thanks for the super chat. Thanks for years of content. I aim to please. 47 seconds since sync to singularity. 1.4 kilometers per second. 1.5. Yeah, we're 1.5, sorry. Come on. 1.6. 1.7. We're feeling higher and higher G-forces. 1.8. 20 seconds. And 2 kilometers per second. It's coming. 2.2. 2.3. 2.4. 5. 6. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Oh, wow, where are we? We're moving at 145 kilometers per second. We are interstellar. We have set a speed record. We are headed out of the universe. Valentina, Interstellar Explorer. What did I tell you? Who needs nuclear engines and gravity assists when you can fall into the core of a planet and experience the singularity up close? Yes. I think we should rename the Mohole to the Yeet Hole. It's like a... yeah, it's pretty amazing. To be fair, I did cheat it into orbit, which is an important... oh yeah. Now I've moved beyond the sphere of influence of Mohole. Yeah, this is us. We're just going to go off into deep space forever. Now, what we could do... I'm wondering if there's some way we could get into a super tight version. But here's the thing. I'm going to have to start shutting down because I'm going to have to get my breakfast and take care of all my pets. So we get a little more time. Thanks for all the tips. Elatra Onion? Okay, that's great. We have Mark who'd love to bypass the distributors and donate to the software developers directly. Yeah, you're excited for the future of KSP2? Again, thanks to the super chat. Zai Swanson, Ilatronian, Mauro Pinto. We are trying to beat speed records by boosting close to the sun, I know. Immortal Mecha, thanks to the super chat. And Jared ES, this is the new Kraken drive. We just need to be able to figure out how to harness this for good. Although, to be fair, Strabenblitz has been doing this with Kerbal Space Program 1. He figured out how to land on Joule and then fall into its core and use its singularity drive. So this is just part more of the same. I think what we should do is go back to the Kerbal Space Center. Right? That Valentina, she is our great explorer. Claw the Blunderbirds. I think Matt might have some issue getting there. So I think... Is there a way to skip to the next day? We might not be able to do that. $140 isn't that fast. No, you're right. So is there any other places we should... Let's cheat ourselves into orbit around, like, Tylo or something. It's great. Great exploder. You know, maybe we have a built rocket spaceship that's already here. We have my crappy lander. Oh, you know, we have a rover. Now we just need to get this onto a planet where we can use it. Look, it has actually rocket engines. How much delta V does it have? Does this only have 55 meters per second of delta V? Is that what we're saying? Yeah, 55 meters per second. So just enough to get landed. Let's build a lander around this. Let's build like a sky crane lander. And we'll drop it onto the planet. I think we can do that. Yep. Okay. So... I'll do that, and then we'll... That's good. So we need some engines for this. What kind of struts do we have? We have all sorts of new strut options, by the way. Those look pretty cool. I hope these things carry fuel. Oh, you know what I realized? This may not... Where's the center of mass on this? Center of mass. Center of mass is slightly okay. What we're going to do is... Oh, you know what? If I do this, it's going to have issues with thrust stuff. But look, let's figure that out. We'll get there. I'm just going to use... What kind of engine should I use? KSP should honor the shell theory. That's right, I could have accelerated downwards into the singularity, right? I'm trying to think what engines I should use for this. If I do this... There we go. And then rotate them downwards. It still says 55 meters per second. I think what I need to do is actually put like a fuel tank on the end here and have yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Put a small fuel tank on. And grab this. There we go. And then we need to move these closer to the center of mass. There we go. And then we need to add a fuel line, right? Fuel line that goes from here to here. There we go. We get plenty of meters per second of fuel as well. I think actually the struts might carry the load just fine. So the only thing I think I would add... Are there control systems here? We've got the RCS. I think I'm going to add a set of these. I want to make sure that we have like RCS thrusters. So that should actually help with rotation. I wonder what our engineer's report says. Thrust to weight ratio kind of sucks for this place, but we're going to land it somewhere where it's good, right? And I just like, how are we going to fly this whole thing? It's going to be crazy. We should probably also put a control thing on the top. Oh wait, no, the control pod on the top. Ah, here we go, probe. Here's the thing. Is that the right way up? I should switch this orientation. There, so that's the right way up. Cool. Looks like more like a remaster, huh? Well, that's your opinion. I'm trying to figure out the best way to attach a load to this now. There's no... there is a load underneath. No, wait. Where'd that go? That's not right. The mouthguard single... yes, this is the... that's angle snap, yeah. I could just put bigger engines on this. That might be the best option. Let's just put bigger engines on. Let's do the vector. Now here's the thing. I know I could show you how to do things properly, or I could just cheat a lot. Apparently, there we go. I gotta get to that symmetry. There we go. This is not in the right place. Now, again, for those of you who want to experience it, and given that I have limited time, let's Crater Crusher 2. Let's save that. Right? You can actually go into the settings and say turn on infinite propellant. Totally works. If you want to say just see how this thing flies. So let's try launching this from the runway and see what happens. The cheat menu isn't available, but there we go. Okay, for some reason my control thing is not available. I can't adjust the camera. So what I want to do, so this is horizontal. So I think what I want to just do is lock orientation. Yes! That is the true Kerbal. I love that the symmetry just didn't work in that case. It is interesting the sky has gone dark. Do you think this could have some bugs in it? Do you think this could have some bugs, maybe? Let's revert to launch. I think this is all sorts of... I think, honestly, getting thrown out of the solar system by the Kraken may not have been the best thing for controllability in this. Okay, so once again, my camera is not working. What I want to do is control from here. Now we're pointed upwards, so I'm going to have it pointing... Control axis pointing up. I want to move my things down here. Right. Okay, so we should be activated. Apparently the stages are not activating. Let's just activate... Activate. Okay, we should have two... Okay, so we got him. Ah, well. Yeah, the camera is stuck, unfortunately. Oh, this has RCS thrusters there too. That's cool. Oh my goodness, Elanotron is just... I didn't realize Elatronian is just like this huge donation. It is so nice. Thank you very much. I'm gonna get this thing flying. Confirm. I think what's also happening, by the way, is the thrust may be centered. Oh, look, I got my camera back. I think actually what might be happening is these things may have the gimbal may be reversed, but there's no reverse gimbal. Oh, shit. It did it as well. Stop! Stop! Turn it off! I thought that was pretty hilarious. Get a screenshot of that, lad. Yes, I know. So I think there might be a problem. Excuse me! Start giving us more content. I like the fact that you don't think that these bugs are content. Like, seriously, are we not having fun? Right, let's activate this again. I think the problem is... I think there might be a problem that if I turn on gimbals, we're gonna fail here. I'm gonna turn off SAS. I'm gonna turn on RCS. See what happens. Yeah, so there's a problem with the center of mass on this thing. If I turn off the gimbals, maybe that. So if I turn off the gimbals, maybe that'll give me the control that I need. Because the problem is they're above the center of mass, right? Okay, let's try this now. Oh heck, whatever, whatever. Oh yeah. Let's. Starfield is going to be glorious for its bugs as well. Okay, you know what? Let's just separate this thing. Apparently the stage separation's not working. I may have locked some stage separation thing. God. Come on. Okay. Okay, come on. I've got to go faster. Observer can't leave the active vessel. Let's put my brakes on. Hold on. There. Let's get rid of this thing. Again, these controls are not working. Let's activate and... I think that fizzled. Great, okay. That's not one I've seen before. Activate? Activate. Good. Right, now it's just not working. That's very strange. Okay, I think we're actually working as a group now. Maybe. Maybe not. Ah, whatever. Let's get back to this thing. Ah, come on. Let me out of here. Let me out! Maybe I could start these engines. That'll solve the problem, right? Yeah, rocket-powered rover. Maybe we'll eventually lose it. Come on, I just want to get this out of here so I can drive separately. I mean, I could go back to the vehicle assembly. There we go, finally! Yes! Now I don't need the thrusters anymore. Why would I rage quit? No, this is when things like this happen, this is the best. When things go wrong, that is the most awesome. I know my center. The problem. So I think the problem is that the stability system gets confused when the engines are in front of the center of mass, and they actually get reversed. That's like a big problem. Oh yeah, let's be careful there. Let's just let ourselves slow down a bit. Oh yeah, I'm just about to prang that runway line. This is a GPU is a GeForce 3070. It's all good. Just look at that really cool, you know, cockpit. Yeah, I can turn the lights on as well. Can I actually look inside? Can we see Jebediah in here? Oh no, there's no Jebediah in here. That's a shame. These runways are really long. Well, thanks for coming in, Dark Tech. I'm not sure why you're in here watching me play it then, since you know that it's not for you. Let's try not crash. As I said, like, we didn't expect everything to be working on day one. They specifically told us everything wouldn't be working on day one. I love the presentation, I love the music. How's Matt Lone's chat is getting mad over the game? There we go. You know, no one can see the curvature of Kerbin. I've seen the curvature of Kerbin. There's debris out here, I think, from an earlier thing. American Truck Simulator, yeah. Your favorite gamers are the day one quitters, yeah. How do I make my space tube burn its juice enough to go outside of space? I think that is something to do with the glorious hole that we visited. I'm not sure why Matt has 10 FPS. I don't know what his hardware is. Can you visit Kerbal luminaries? We did visit the sun. It's nice that they actually have the runway markings and everything all set up. Oh, you know what? Well, never mind. I guess I shall have to travel over these. Here we go. Oh, the brakes work pretty well, actually. So there's actually a road in there that I'm going to follow in. Oh my god, they've got road signs there. Look at that. It says, don't drive your big Cybertruck in here. Ha! Whatever. Ah, yes. Look at the tree-lined boulevards of Paris. And by the way, you know, you can see that there's a fair amount of detail in these trees when you're up close. We didn't need that sign anyway. Do the trees the trees do not have collision yet. I've been told yet. The ring does not have collision yet. I like the way that the trees are casting the correct type of shadows onto the vehicle. Can we see Jewel up close? Yes, we can. Give me a minute. I shall do it fast. There's the bridge. There's the bridge that I tried to go under. The problem is the bridge is invisible. Sorry, no, the bridge is hidden behind the tree. I'm not invisible. It's hidden behind the trees. What am I... Wait, there's a word for this. I can't quite remember. Oh, wow. I just drove over that bit of stuff and didn't destroy it. Does that look like an engine test cell or something there? This... Oh, no, it's a wind tunnel. That's what it is. That's like part of their wind tunnel. Let's see if we can find the astronaut center. The wheels are very nice through the bugs. They give you a serious sense of deja vu. These are the new wheels. They're kind of nice. I hope that they work at speed. Okay. Anti-tank mice, is that what we're looking for? I will take you to... You know, we can look at Jewel through the map, if you like. I do not have a problem of getting to Jewel before this stream ends. I just had to inform you that it will end because, you know, work, doggies. Come on, I can't... You guys aren't going to tell me that I don't need to feed my doggy. I mean, that would just be wrong. You can hear sound effects here. Ah, there's the Kerbal statue. Let's go over there. The performance is fine if you've got a reasonably recent machine. I played it on a 7-year-old machine and it was fine. But if it was not a cheap machine 7 years ago. But it's not bleeding edge either. Yeah, doggies are important. Doggy's just sleeping. Look at that, the flag flaps in the wind and everything. Okay, let's not ruin the lawn. Oh, sorry. I guess the flagpole isn't climbable anymore. That's a shame. What other things are there? Did my dog eat my rocket? Did which pause glitch? There's lots of glitches. I'm not sure what that building is, but it looks pretty cool. Let's find there's a parking structure. Let's go and park it. So there's no... I don't think we've got, like, a satellite exploration working yet. I flew all the way around Kerbal and I didn't find the desert launch center, but I could have just been in the wrong... Whoa! Oh! There we go, look at that! Well, let's just drive through this. Okay, let's try and avoid the trees so that we can pretend that they are in fact collidable. I'm just sort of getting impatient. You can't wait for BD Armory, where we can actually shoot everything here. Look, the performance is fine. And look, if you have any concerns, don't buy it. If you have a crappy PC, don't buy it, right? What I will say is that the performance is constrained by the GPU rather than the CPU, right? Which is completely unlike Kerbal Space Program. Let's get into this parking structure. Right? So I found that on a 10-year-old machine, the CPU was running 4 threads. All 4 cores were running at about 50% performance, but the GPU was pegged. And that's been my experience. So they've changed something. One of the things they've changed is that a big part of the terrain generation is now running on the GPU as a GPU compute rather than on the CPU. I'm going to try and go into the parking. We're going to see what happens here. I mean, look, they have this is clearly designed for very large vehicles. This is where we're going to get a meeting with the people in charge to make sure that they provide us our funding. I'm not saying that GPU bottlenecks are easy to optimize, but they're easier. Yeah, if you've got the stuff on the GPU, it's a lot easier than if you haven't started it, if you're trying to move it from the CPU onto the GPU. I guess there's ramps. Good to know. This might be a little hard. Okay. Well, so much for that. Yeah, let's, the game engine is the same, but the code base is rebuilt completely. I mean, I've looked at the structure of the assemblies and stuff. There's very little in common with the original. We get some precision maneuvering going on here. Okay, well, and then, look, I'm going under the bridges. There. Okay, let's actually say, someone was asking what Joule looks like. Well, good news is you can actually see what Joule looks like. So you can view it from the map. Works fine. There's Tylo, I guess. I think that's Tylo. Yeah, Tylo. Lathe, Val. So all the planets have been redesigned. Bop! Bobbity bop 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 it up. I don't know if there's a Kraken hiding out here. Maybe that's the crater from when they nuked the Kraken. And the Kraken then got reborn and like, you cannot destroy the Kraken! And Elo, all the way out here. So actually, if you go to the tracking station, they have parameters for the planets. So you can look at the physical characteristics, it'll tell you. Some of these numbers are completely bogus. Like, the circumference of Elu is not this massive number. The buildings aren't completely collidable, yes. The narrator, thank you very much for the super chat. Also, yes, the buildings aren't fully collidable, I know. It's not a problem. But yeah, it gives you the gravity, the mass. We have, like, the orbital parameters. Notice it has an inclination, but it also has a axial tilt. So this has an axial tilt. If you play... Oh, you know what? If I come out of this completely Oh, interesting, I don't have time acceleration. Let's go to vehicle assembly building. Hold on. Oh, interesting. Let's just go to the Kerbal Space Center. Now let's go to the tracking station. There we go. So we should be able to look at these things and see how they rotate. So you can see that this rotates at an angle. Joule is kind of, you know, flat. Dres, of course, now has orbital inclination and a ring, which is non-collidable at this time. I don't know what happened to my vessel because it was sitting at KSC the last I looked. There's a lot of things that are changeable, there's a lot of things that aren't changeable, right? Eve. So Eve has clouds. Eve's gorgeous cloud cover, picturesque liquid sulfur oceans and cute moon give the impression of an ideal tourist hotspot. Unfortunately, Eve's intense gravitational pull and dense high-pressure atmosphere tend to turn visits into one-way trips. As our engineers say, come for the views, stays because your ship exploded on entry. Yeah, they get a lot of stuff. Even as rockets and probes escape its atmosphere for deep space exploration, there is still much appreciation about this vibrant world. Its vast oceans, deserts, forests and plains coat the surface in lively beauty. Its moons, Minmus and Moon, swirl silently about it. Kerbal kind is fortunate to call this pale blue planet their home. Thank you, Nyrock! Built a space shuttle, couldn't figure out why SAS wasn't working. In my brilliance, you put a probe core in the shuttle and not an actual SAS module. Yes. KSP-1 was definitely CPU bound due to irreducible complexity. Let's go back to the Kerbal Space Center. I guess one thing we could do is build something here. Ah, Mr. Paxio, I see you're an idiot. Okay. It's okay, there are dumb people in this world. It's totally normal. It's just, you know, it happens. So I'm gonna take this and make some fixes. Let's take the route length and shrink it down. Yeah, I think the word assume is incredibly critical in this case, as in making an ass out of you and me, except not me. Hey Scott, do you know the moon arches are still in the game? I have not been able to see them, but that doesn't mean they're not there. There we go, make the whole thing. How do I like it? I would like more content, more stuff, but it's got a lot of good stuff about it. I think, however, we're still looking at a much longer... We're looking at, you know, more development time before this becomes truly the replacement for KSP. Right? It's great what they've got, but there's a lot that needs to be done. That's just the nature of things. Center of mass. Now, this looks pretty good. Let's launch from the runway. It's a beginner. It is actually beginner friendly. It has some very good tutorials. Assuming you can handle a squeaky voiced Kerbal, which I'm going to point out, squeaky voiced Kerbals are in fact physically correct, given that their vocal cords should be short. There we go. Let's get airborne, right? Now, I'm going to turn off... I'm going to turn off SAS and try to find the trim spot on this. Maybe 30% thrust. There we go. So I'm now trimmed out there. Let's find those clouds. Let's go and check those clouds out, right? Let's actually get up to those clouds faster. Yeah, if you want a physically correct Kerbal, then it needs to have a squeaky voice. That's just the nature of things. There's no joystick yet, yeah. Trim basically sets the, like, the stick input. I'm getting over 30 frames per second, like, and so I don't know how many. I'm not dropping frames, it's working fine. I'm getting at least 2 frames per second. That is correct. I'm getting at least 1. Yeah, the mountains definitely feel kind of stubby. I couldn't find anything bigger than like 2.5 kilometers. You can definitely get lost in the clouds. This is called VMC into IMC. Or VFR into IMC. That's what we're doing here. Oh! I just bring up my aero GUI so you can see what the parameters are. Let's try and get some altitude and then go down fast. Now you can actually see Tim C. Kerman, who I'm going to point out isn't a reference to Apple. It's a reference to an employee on the team. Oh, look at this. They get zip ties in there. Somebody actually modeled zip ties inside the cockpit. Let's try and get some altitude. This will go on forever. What do I not like? I don't like the fact that there's bits that I'm used to that aren't working the same way. I don't like the bugs that I found. I don't like the fact that the orbits break when you're too close to the planet. If you try to make a low orbit around Tylo, the orbital integrator is broken, and so your orbit will get more eccentric. Yeah. What I was thinking is I need to make an airport diagram for the Kerbal Space Center, right? I don't like the fact there's no cockpit. I don't like the fact that there's no joystick support. I want to get higher and then I want to see how fast I can go. There are navigation lights around the runway. I don't think there's a landing slope indicator, but there's The taxiways have the correct color lights, so do the runways. Okay, here, we're gonna nosedive now and see if we can do this. Matt Lone managed to launch the entirety of KSC into space. Oh man, we're just shy of the speed of sound. I think I need to get more speed at altitude. We're going back up again. I want to see if I can beat the speed of sound in this thing. Where is the sun? It's straight overhead, okay. That was a 40G pull and the wings didn't come off? Darn. That's something I don't like. So here's the thing, Mach boom, speed of sound, you know, sonic boom, is something you only hear when you're outside and the thing passes you. Oh, you're talking about the exhaust ripples? Yeah, if you look, you can just about see them here. Just like a real plane. I'm sure there's one with an afterburner. I'm going to come back down and then dive into those clouds and see if I can get some more speed. But I need to get higher. I guess I could just head back towards KSC and try this. Oh, that's right, I could turn off infinite fuel. Let's do that. That'll make my plane lighter. Actually, come to think of it, infinite fuel's probably helping me because it means that I'm denser when I'm doing that descent. Generic user, I totally understand if you think that you're super disappointed, you wanted more from early access. And that's fine. What you can do is wait until they have the stuff that you want. Right? I think that's the message I'm, you know, like, it is early access. If it's missing something, wait. Daniel Wilson, I don't know what's happened, but I really want to dig in. I hope they haven't just thrown an Euler solver at it, because that would be embarrassing. Come on, we gotta go higher. We gotta go higher so I can get that speed. We're at 9,000 feet. Okay, maybe we're getting here. Okay, here we go. Let's make this dive happen. I'm gonna take out my trim. We're just nosediving now. Look at my speed of sound, it's 300 meters per second. Oh, we are not gonna do this, are we? Pull it out! Ah well, let's go and take this in for a landing. Oh, no throttle! That maybe caused a problem. That's fine. You see, you saying I basically screwed up because I turned the throttle off. Yeah. Let's see if I can get back to the runway. There we go. Hey, Kay. Sorry, I was paying attention to spammers. Apparently, this isn't working. Apparently the bot blocking doesn't work from my interface. I might have to do something here. While flying a plane at the same time, you'll notice. Okay, we're gonna try landing this thing now. I think I have enough energy to get it to the ground. I can Bob Hoover dead stick this thing. I wonder if I can slip this in. Notice I'm not using SAS here. I'm trying to fly it like just using the trim. We're doing fine here. Let's put the gear out. Okay. Well, I gotta land. Give me a minute. I'm just gonna bleed off speed just above the runway here. So I have a problem when I'm